How to create a Shopify store in 2026. So in this video, we're going to be walking through creating a new Shopify store for your own business. All right, let's start. So Shopify offers a free 3-day trial, right? And then they have a promotion where for 3 months you could pay $1. Right. For now, we're just going to skip this and just do the trial for this video. So click here. So once you get here, you'll be they just want to know more information, right, about you. So what you could do is just skip all this setup. You don't really need to. If you want, you could fill this in, but really you don't have to. All right. So this is how it will look once you create a Shopify store on Shopify. So you so this number here, you could call it for onboarding, right? So this will only show up for a few days. After that, it will disappear, right? So if you need help setting up your store, any questions, right? And I recommend you call this number. If you don't need any help, right? Then let's start the video. So so first we're gonna just go through the settings first. So one of the first things you're gonna want to do, right, is name your store, right? So in general, right, you can select the store country, right? So if you're gonna do business, so this is really important, right? You want to select where your business is set up, right? This will just avoid so many problems. So when I used to work at Shopify as a supervisor, I had many problems where merchants will they're like based in the US, but their store was based, let's say, in the UAE, right? But they didn't have paperwork, right? And so they had to switch it back to USD. So highly recommend you change this to your country where you're going to be hosting it, right? And then you can add like a fake email address like this one here, your store address if you need to add it from here, right? So here, really important to have as well. Next is you just want to make sure that everything is set up correctly, right? If you're in America, if you're using the wrong currency, really easy to change is click here, change currency, storage currency, and then from here you'll be able to change it. But you need to, of course, provide a reason for it. The next is the ordering processing. You don't really need this. So the ordering processing is pretty much if you want, after a customer checks out, you want the order to be processed automatically or manually, right? Many merchants have this, like this, just because sometimes there's fraud orders. So automatically we'll just, fulfill it. And if it's a fraud order, then you might not know it. If you do it manually, right, then you can control if you want to continue or not continue the order. And then from here, these are just, if you want to do any more customization, then you can do that as well. The next thing is your plan. So here's where you'll be able to select the plan. Again, we're using a trial right here, right? But once you with like, I want to select a plan, just click choose plan. For billing, this is where you'll see all your invoices right here, right? So if you have any past invoices, right, or any future upcoming invoices, here is where you'll be able to see it. Users, you can add only users past the grow plan. Like if you're on the basic plan, you will not be able to add any users. That's the rule. It's in their public help center as well. Then you have payments. So this is where you'll be able to set up Shopify payments if it's available in your country, right? Since I'm in Canada, right, it is available in Canada, so I will have to use Shopify payments. Now, let's say you want to use your own custom store account, right? It's not possible when you have Shopify payments available in your country. You have to use Shopify payments. But let's say you get suspended by Shopify payments, right? Then you might have the option to select Stripe as your option for your primary payment gateway, right? You do have the option to use PayPal, right, or other payment methods as additional payment as well for your store. And then from here, we have on this, you can just leave as default, right? Automatically at checkout, right? Super simple. Yeah, so all these gift card expiration, gift card not expired, or if you want, you can set up where gift cards do expire a certain time frame, right? Many people just leave it like this. Okay. And then we have the checkout. So checkout, you know, this is where, if you, what you want to control in your checkout as well, right? Uh, something that if you want to customize it, you can do it from here. Then your customer accounts, really, no one really uses this one. Shipping, delivery. So this one's going to be like your main go-to area right here. Um, Once I add a product in the future, right, you'll be able to select shipping here as well. And of course, you're seeing this error because I don't have my market set up for these stores. I mean, for these markets right now. And then you have your taxes and duties, right? So since I'm in Canada, I'm going to want to set up here, right? If I need to select any sales tax. Locations, right? So if you sell in store, right, as well, then this is where you're going to want to add locations for your store, right? Since I don't have any locations, I'm just going to leave it like this, right? So let's say you sell in the US as well, then you'll want to add a United States market. So depending on where you sell, right, or where you want to sell, then that's where you want to add. Many people miss this part, and so then when they try to check out, they can't, right, because they don't have a market. So highly recommend you add this market. Next we have is locations apps, right? So if you have third-party apps, this is where they will be when you have third-party apps. Different sales channels. So let's say you have Facebook, Instagram. Here is where they'll be hosted as well. If you have any domains, right, then you'll want to add the domain right here as well. Notifications, right? Well, customer events, right? Notifications, right, is how you want to get notified for your store for any updates. So notifications, right, when a new order is created, right, what you want to send them to the customer. And then for you, you can select staff notifications. So, when a new order is placed, right, send them an email. And so that's pretty much it, right, of what you really need to focus on when you're setting up your store for the very first time. Now, let's go back to home and let's add. So you could go to add product to add a new product, right? So we don't really need this. So we could just add it like t-shirt, right? You can add a description if you want, right? So if you have any media, pictures of t-shirts, then you want to add it right here. And then you want to add the price to it. So we're going to just add $10 to it. Right. And that's it. Inventory track, shop location. Hey, continue selling. No, so you have the option here to continue selling when out of stock. Some leave it yes, some leave it no. I'm gonna leave it no. And that's it. And we're good to go. There you go. You just added it for product, right? So now, since right now status is active, right? But if we go to publishing, this means is right. It's going to be in our all rate for us. Now, go to orders. So here is where all your orders will show up once you select them. So if somebody buys something successfully, right, your orders will show up right here. Right, your drafts up here, your labels will show up here, and abandoned checkouts, right, will show up here. Here, collections, inventory, right? If you have a lot of inventory, this is gonna be your page where you can spend a lot of time, right? Creating custom purchase orders if you need to, is where you're gonna want to do. Gift cards as well, they show up here. And customers, right? So if you add a customer, right, once they successfully check out, here's where their information will be, or if they opt into email marketing, right, with a simple, this is where it's going to show up right here. And you have your segments, right? So if you have custom segments, right, here is where they're going to show up right here. Companies, right? This is mostly for B2B. not where you're going to spend all your time. Marketing, right? So if you do a lot of marketing, right, this is going to be your second home, right, inside of Shopify Store, where you could create campaigns, automations, attributions, right? Highly recommend you install this app, right, and install Shopify as well. These two apps are going to be really helpful in your Shopify journey, right? And then we have discounts, right? So if you need to create a discount, right, this is where you're going to go and create a discount, right? So if you upload images, right, or have menus, right, then this is where they're going to show up right here, right? So you customize your main menu from here as well. Markets, again, we talked about this earlier, right? Catalogs, if you need to create custom catalogs, this is where they're going to show up. This is going to be a really important page, right? You're probably going to spend a lot here in the payouts, right? You can check your payouts by clicking here, and you'll be able to see transaction analytics, right? So again, you're going to spend a lot here just to look over what's working, what's not working, what you can do to improve your store as well. And then the online store, right? Right here, where you'll be able to customize the theme, which is going to be probably where you're going to be spending a lot as well, just creating a custom store for your own. And then pages, right? Here's where you'll be able to create a new page, right? And preferences. So that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoy this video and you enjoy, just getting a quick walkthrough on how to maneuver inside of Shopify. If you have any questions, you can comment down below and I'll be happy to answer them and make a video for you as well. Now, if you are a Shopify store owner, then you're going to want to subscribe to the Ecom Edge, my weekly newsletter where I send it out in email once a week to Shopify store owners like yourself with helpful guides and tips on what you can do to generate more sales for your Shopify store. As a Shopify store advisor, a support advisor, sorry, I help literally thousands of Shopify store owners. And so this will help you a lot in your Shopify store journey. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.